We mad chillin'.
We just mad
Yeah.
chillin'.
Mad
Why
chillin'.
I gotta be mad chillin'? Why can't we be happy chillin'?
Why not both? Happy mad
mean,
chillin'.
happy
We could be
mad
sad chillin'. We could be angry angry chillin'.
I've never been happy and mad at the same time. I've never been happy that I'm mad, or mad that I'm happy.
I've been mad that I'm happy.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack there, maybe.
Maybe I'll talk to my therapist next week about it.
Well, that's the intro.
Hey guys, welcome back to the CastWorks podcast, where we are back with Blazer for Hire for part 2.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
And last time we were talking about Blaze joining the SMP and whatnot, and you said you wanted to move off of that, like, Lane, or like work off of that. You had more stuff to ask.
Well, like I want to get to know the newbies and like their perspectives on coming into an SMP, because like I guess for like you coming in, Melissa, when you came in during season 2, it was a little bit different because like you kind of came into, I don't want to call us an established SMP at that point because we'd only been around one season. We didn't know what we were doing. We had really no experience really going into it. We just we played together for less than a year and then bada bing, bada boom, you know?
Right.
So I feel like it's a little bit different, where this time around going into season 3, we were so much more organized and everything else. Like, and we had so much more, I guess, going on that, I don't know, like, I guess a question that I'm probably going to ask all of the newbies is like, well, what was it like for you coming into, I guess, what feels like a quote unquote established SMP, which was also a fan question that was asked in the fan Discord, link in the description. So, yeah, Blaze, I guess what for your perspective, like, what was it like coming into, again, like a quote unquote established SMP?
I guess it felt a little strange at first because I was in a place of like, this might be a little weird because I know I'm familiar with some of the crafters, but some of the crafters I'm not as familiar with. They've gotten to know each other already, and so I'm going to be like the newbie, which is not the case. We have a lot of new people, and I guess I wasn't sure if it was going to feel like I'm like part of someone else's friend group. Like I'm just
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was gonna feel like that, where I'm like I'm part of a pre-established friend group and I'm just kind of like the new guy.
Yeah, I feel like several newbies last season also kind of experienced that a little bit. I was about to say, I think I remember Mel saying something about it.
Yeah, that was almost one of my exact answers, was like, my biggest fear going into an SMP was like, I missed season 1, so I had like, I'm coming into it and everybody had already played together, collabed together, like everybody's made their friend groups and stuff like that. So I was really nervous about coming into it and everybody like being like cliquey.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not the case at all. And it made me so happy. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
It's fair because like in real life, that's kind of how it is.
That's what
like,
it would
people
happen
have
in real
their
life,
established friend groups, and it's like you never quite fit into one group or the other because they've like been friends since they're 2, and you're just like, well, right. I can't beat that.
Yeah. Right.
But I guess there was that where I was like, I don't know if it's gonna feel like I'm almost like invading this friend space because I'm new and unfamiliar. But having, I think being in the Discord definitely helped a lot because it was, I got to know people's quirks and like what type of jokes each person likes more or less, what makes somebody roll their eyes. And yeah, like I felt like I kind of got to, in the Discord, I felt like I got to be friends before I was part of the SMP. Yeah, I think that answers the question. It
Yeah,
was
no,
just,
I think that's
yeah,
a.
I
I
wasn't
think
sure if it
that's
was gonna feel like invading on friend
yeah.
space, and it wasn't.
No, it's and
It was
that's a
very
fair
welcoming.
that is a fair thing to think going into a group. I mean, like I was very fortunate to be not a founding member, but one of the earliest members of the server. And so like I didn't really, develop that. Like the few members that are still here that have been here since season 1, we all I can see it from the perspective of I guess us veterans that we've established ourselves within the group and we are able to work with anybody within the group, and that's the way we want everybody coming in to also be, and everything else. We don't want there to be cliques. Like obviously there's because of time restraints and schedules and stuff like that. Like more often than not, you're going to probably see the same handful of people in each other's videos just because of how that works. Like I was very fortunate to get Yuki in this past episode, which I guess by the time this airs, there'll be another episode or 2 that has already aired, so it won't make sense timeline-wise, but you guys get the idea.
Yeah.
Like, he and I don't get to see each other that often because of time zones and stuff like that, so it's like,
Same.
yeah, it's all, from the outside looking in, with this group in particular, since none of us are full-time content creators, it's going to look that way. Like, going into it, it's going to look like there's the cliques. And again, it's just because of the timing. Because, like, more often than not, like, Melissa and I, we've got a relatively similar schedule in terms of when we can be on in the evenings and stuff. So more often than not, you're going to see each other together in a video or something, you know? And
Well,
the
and then
same
Blazer and
with,
Whiffs are sometimes here as well.
Yeah.
Well, Blazer is almost always here.
Blazer's always
Whiffs,
here.
Yeah.
We get Grace
in the
with
evening.
Delulu Whiffs every so often.
Oh, yeah. And then, like...
Oh, yeah, apparently Whiffs enjoys the late night me because I don't know why, but late me likes to get into topics that I'm really passionate about for no apparent reason. And yeah, it means like I don't know. I think one day it was like I was talking about modern art versus like art in like the Renaissance area, and like how they're viewed differently now, or they're viewed the same now, but new art that's reflective of Renaissance type art is not valued the same. And I was just like talking really passionately about it. I'm like, I don't understand. And Whiffs found it just really funny because I was very passionate about it. And I'm like, this is what happens when I get tired. I get on topics that I'm really passionate about, and I'm just like,
it's true. It's true.
Why?
I'm pretty sure you and me, Blaze, stayed up until almost like 2 o'clock in the morning my time, or your time, and like 1 o'clock in the morning my time, like literally just talking about gardening.
Yeah, that's fair. I love gardening and cooking and baking, and
that's actually the
Minecraft.
Next question, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't following the order. I was just asking whatever question seemed to fit. But yeah, that's a really good segue.
Yeah. So like describe to us like your favorite activities and hobbies that are not Minecraft.
I mean, baking, I started when I was like really young. Like maybe single digits. I was allowed to help mix brownie mix, and eventually was allowed, like when I hit the double digits, to like use the oven on my own. Maybe pre-teens. So I was trusted with hot appliances, which is, I guess, a little ironic because also when I was young, I was very curious and stuck towels in a toaster oven and had to have it unplugged because I would do that. But you know,
I'm literally doing that with my son right now because he keeps
I'm
putting like his Hot Wheels in the toaster and like little plastic pieces in the toaster and
Yeah, we
just
don't need
anything that can
that.
fit into the toaster
he'll
into the
be
Orange
toaster.
peels.
a
Oranges, yep, I think
magnificent
I told you
chef.
about that. Yeah,
The
I'll
contradiction. He'll
I'll
just be a
find
magnificent chef because he likes sticking things into appliances.
He does. I have to check the oven now, before preheating because like every other day I'll open the oven and there will be a Tupperware container of snacks from the prior day that he put in there, like on the bottom rack, and then just close the oven and like left it.
I have to
So
check the oven, like when you lock the doors before night's end, you'll have to check the oven to make
y-
sure there's not snacks in there.
yeah. And I'm like,
But that's
wow,
what he's
I'm
doing. He's
really
hiding
glad
the snacks so he knows where to look later.
his orange is gonna be all dried up.
He's 3. He doesn't know that.
Yeah. So I get
So,
that. I get that.
baking, cooking, gardening. I guess technically exercise is kind of an on and off hobby. It's not really a hobby, but like, did I answer that question fully? I feel like those are kind of my hobbies.
Look,
I
you're going
used
to
to
be
draw a
asking that
lot.
question a
I
lot,
used
by
to
the way.
play an instrument. I used to practice learning, well, a lot of languages. I would bounce between a lot of them: Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Spanish, French, uh, Italian, Mongolian, Arabic. There's a long list.
Arabic. That's crazy. So
The
wait,
one,
can you speak like
none of
any
them.
like fluent sentences in any of those languages?
Oh,
This
I can.
chat is what we call a blazerism.
So I could probably give you a sentence in French and Chinese and maybe Japanese. So French. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to stop fishing for this because I have to like focus because
Lane knows French.
it's croissant. Uh,
Oh my gosh, one guilty as sock session and I'm labeled for life. I was
is
put on the
one of
spot
my
after I haven't studied
fav-
it in a while, okay?
It
Well,
is
you're the one
one
that
of
was
my
like, I'm
favorite clips,
French.
though. I
You're
know
like, I'm
French.
French. And then
Look,
Really
look,
long
I never
pause.
said I'm like
Croissant.
fluent in it. I said I know some things. Like I studied it for a little bit.
You could
Yeah.
have said
Okay.
anything else besides
Okay.
croissant or baguette.
I said that for the memes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'll try.
I did blank on everything
Speak your
else.
truth.
I did
Speak
blank
your
on
truth.
everything else. But
Okay.
I did say croissant for the memes, okay? Because I was blanking on everything else.
Okay. I'm gonna try really hard, and it's gonna be really bad, but it's okay because it's been some time.
Apparently that's not an excuse.
This makes me nervous because I like don't. I've not really spoken any of these languages out loud. Okay, so the one sentence that I can maybe half get right in French, and I say half because I actually don't think it's grammatically correct anymore because I'm forgetful. Bonjour. Je voudrais un café, un peu de lait, un peu de sucre. That's probably
You
the
had me
best
at the
I can
first
do
half.
for
I lost the last
French.
Is something about coffee with cream and sugar?
Yes, milk
Sick.
and sugar.
Sick.
half. Yeah,
It'd
I'm
be,
rusty,
hello,
man.
I would like a coffee with milk and sugar, or at least that was my attempt.
Yeah. I got up to the coffee part. The milk and sugar is what confused me.
Let me think if I can think of the Japanese sentence that is technically like textbook accurate, but isn't like natural.
Textbook accurate, not Duolingo accurate.
I think it's because like people don't normally use watashi in a sentence. If anything, they'll use boku. But even then they might not because of I don't know. There's a reason why like pronouns don't necessarily get used in sentences because structure, grammar, I don't know. It's been a while. But the one sentence was like watashi wa Amerikanjin desu. That's just I'm American. That's literally it. And even then, it's more textbook accurate than like a natural sentence you would probably actually have in conversation. What else?
Isn't
That's
it
sick.
isn't
I'm
it
trying to
Cube
think
that
of
speaks
my.
Japanese, or what is it that he speaks? I can't remember. I'd have to
I
rewatch the podcast because we actually had
I
him speak
know.
another language on our
Wait,
podcast.
isn't Kogi Japanese?
Yes. Yes. So she would know. And for sure correct me. And I don't know.
That's so cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
then Chinese, probably the one sentence that I can think of is 我不吃辣的, which is I don't eat spicy food.
Okay.
That's it.
Whoa,
I know, I know really 我不吃辣的,我不
I'm
吃
learning
辣的.
things.
I don't know. Anyway, it's been a really long time since I've learned any of those, and I took a long break on those because I wasn't enjoying it as much. Like it became just routine, and yeah, I started learning languages because I love it and I enjoy it, and then I wasn't enjoying it anymore. So
Yeah.
I
Fair.
stopped and
That's
was like, I'll
why.
pick that
Yeah.
up later.
Yeah.
That's why I don't read anymore.
If anything, I would probably pick up Chinese again because I think I enjoyed learning it the most and I probably got the furthest with it. I'm probably the least conversational with it though, out of the three that I just mentioned. Like it's probably easier for me to pick up on Japanese and then of course the easiest on French because it's more closely linked to English and
Yeah.
Latin roots and or Germanic roots and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love learning like all the different connections and like yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I have a long laundry list of hobbies that I've like picked up and then dropped, like bullet journaling, and yeah, I could go on forever about
And
all the
there-
hobbies that I've had.
But there's nothing
That's
wrong with
fair.
that. That's knowledge,
I've definitely got some
Yep.
of that, like my pyrography and candle making and all of that stuff. Like it's like I
Mhm.
picked it up. I had a fascination
stint.
with it and I did it for maybe a few months and then I never did it again.
Yep.
Speaking of
I
fun
feel-
things, what would you consider to be your dream job? Like think no limitations, right? It's a dream.
Honestly, I was gonna say honestly this,
Well, I mean, I feel like
but
that's
it's
also what a few of us have
not.
said, so
It's also not the only thing. I would.
I mean, look, if it were up to me, it'd be bouncing between this and a music career, so I mean, look, it could be whatever you want it to be.
So one of the things I've mentioned for like real life stuff, not that this is real life stuff, but like something less internet reliant is a farm to table bed and breakfast.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Like
yes.
I live on the farm that produces the stuff for the bed and breakfast. And so it would be very like I wouldn't probably be serving like tons of people, but it would be more of like something like really relaxed
Yeah.
that people can just enjoy. They can, look out at the farm and whatever the farm looks like.
It's reminding me of. It's giving me very Shroot Farm vibes right now.
Yep. Yep.
Just maybe
I
without
love that idea.
the crazy cousin, but
Ideally.
ideally,
I
yes.
am the crazy cousin.
Oh gosh, Blaze's Moe's confirmed. Office reference for those in chat that don't know.
See, and I don't know. I don't know.
He's just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Love that.
I don't
I
know.
love
I'm
that so much, Blaze, though.
No,
I
that would
love
be
that.
so cool, yeah.
Mhm.
I enjoy cooking so much. I love gardening and 1 year. Okay, this is where we're getting into the garden food.
Oh, look,
And
go for
food.
it. This is your interview, buddy. You just
So
leave time for your fan questions.
yes, one of the years, I'll try to be brief. This is so difficult to do though. One of the years, for the first time, you know how people say like each tomato tastes different, like variety, and they'll be like, this one's smoky and this one's more savory, this one's more sweet, and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could never taste the difference. And then one year, I had a tomato on a burger that had like a faint taste of like pineapple, and it was amazing on that burger. Like if I'm gonna have a burger, it should have that tomato on it because oh my gosh, it was so good. Anyway, not the point. Point was, I could finally taste the difference in tomatoes. And when I tasted grocery store tomatoes, they indeed tasted like disappointment. And I thought it was an exaggeration when people
didn't know
said store-bought
disappointment had a
tomatoes
taste.
taste like disappointment, and they are right. I can taste it, and it makes me sad.
I didn't
Well,
know
that's-
disappointment had a taste until now. Okay.
It's
That's how I
store-bought
feel
tomatoes.
about. That's how I feel
Eggs.
about eggs now, though.
Yup,
Like,
yup.
like having chickens. Like one of my girls, she's a little sea bright bantam, and her eggs are super duper duper tiny. But
Mhm.
oh my gosh, they are the most rich and flavorful eggs I've ever had in my life. They're so good. And ever since I
Yum.
switched to their eggs,
Mhm.
I cannot eat store-bought eggs. They're just, for me, they're just so sickly and no flavor. The shells are
Yeah.
weak, and I'm like, I don't know, they
Makes you
gross me out
sad.
now. They're
Yeah.
sad. They're so depressing.
Yeah.
When the CraftWorks
But-
commune finally gets started, you both are going to be like the head chefs.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yep. But I noticed some of the other varieties of tomatoes I had. Like there were some that were like they had a more vegetal flavor, kind of like if you're eating like leafy greens. There was one that reminded me more of like squash because it was more like orange tomato, and I was like, oh, maybe there's like carotenoids or something in it because like it tastes more like like squash or a carrot. There was another one that had like an earthy flavor that reminded me more of beets. Some of them are like taste more like fruit because they're acidic and they have the right amount of sweetness, but they're not super savory. Other ones are like super savory and smoky, and yes, and I started adding like different flavor profile ones to an heirloom tomato focaccia. So it's not really focaccia, it's pizza dough, and I oil the outside, flatten it out in a skillet, take a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes that I absolutely love, cut them in half, face down on the dough that has like an absolute load of thyme and salt on top, stick it in the oven at 400, and all the juices like exit the tomato and then caramelize on the outside of the crust. And they like the flavors condense and become really rich. And that was my
Bruh.
lunch for over a month
That sounds delicious.
because I had
That
so many
sounds
tomatoes.
so good.
It was so good. I was like, this makes me happy.
That sounds delicious.
It does.
I mean, I did eat it for over a month, so it had to be
Yeah.
pretty darn good.
Yeah, for real. Let's see.
Okay,
What's
well,
next?
we're talking
That
about
was my
food.
tangent.
We might as well get started
Mhm.
with the grilled cheese question, Blaze.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
Here
gonna
it is.
officially ask this on behalf of CastWorks, because if I don't, chat is gonna throw a fit.
That's fair.
What, Blaze, is your favorite way to prepare a grilled cheese? Now, chat, I have been holding him off on this question for months prior to this
Yes.
to this podcast.
This may or may not be the reason I'm first. Just to let you know. It's because I keep almost spoiling the grilled cheese question.
It's part of it, yeah.
So it's
Strap in,
difficult to
ladies and
choose
gents.
because there's. So I'll start with the way that I tend to have a grilled cheese. The way I tend to have one is crazy thing. Despite the fact that I can make things like macaroons, I have a really hard time making grilled cheese because I'm impatient. And so I
Fair.
usually burn the bread. So instead, I toast the bread in the toaster oven, then stick slices of cheese on it face up, heat it up again, stick the two pieces of bread together. That is my grilled cheese.
I've been making grilled cheeses like that for myself. I thought I had a genius idea. I was like, man, I don't want to dirty this dish. I don't
Yup,
want to dirty this flipper. I
yup,
don't want to dirty nothing. So I was like,
yup,
how can I make this quick? So I literally was like, why don't I just toast the bread, throw
yup,
some slices of American on it, and
yup.
throw it in the microwave. That is literally how I
Can confirm, it
Mhm.
was just a few weeks ago she was telling me this, too.
I've done this for kind of a while because I'm just like, I burn it so often. I'm like, I don't want to dirty a pan. I don't feel like getting the knife out for the butter and letting it come to room. I'm like, no, I'm
I
not
want to
doing
wash
that.
dishes over a grilled cheese.
I just want food right now. And so, though I will say a really nice thing to do sometimes if you want to do a quote unquote open face grilled cheese with American cheese, a fun thing that happens with American cheese if you have it face up in the toaster oven, it'll develop like a really toasty, salty skin that gets like a deep golden and it will inflate. So you'll have like the melty cheese on the bread and then the salty leathery skin on the top. And I actually like the difference in texture. Some days I'm like, that's a comfort food. That's not the grilled cheese that I really love and go for. I really like a grilled cheese that has cheddar cheese.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know
Yep.
it'll get oily sometimes, but if you have like a really good cheddar cheese and it gets really hot, it gets crispy on the outside of the bread. Like if you put it on the outside of the bread and then you have it on the inside and it gets melty, so you have the
Yeah.
crispy outside, melty inside. Super delicious. If you really want, you can go with like cheddar cheese, American cheese, or cheddar cheese and then like a teeny tiny bit of goat cheese, so you get something a little tangy. So many ways you can have grilled cheese. So delicious. One of the ways that I make grilled cheese that tastes amazing and makes me feel awful is a mac and cheese grilled cheese.
Look, okay, here's the
Toast-
thing. That
you-
regardless of how awful I feel afterwards, that will always be worth it.
There's two ways to do it. There's the way in the toaster oven, because I tend to use the toaster oven, or the way in a skillet. Same way in the skillet, you take the outside, you can either butter it, or you can put cheese on the outside, so you get a nice crispy, cheesy outside. You take cheese, get it nice and melty, put mac and cheese that's like leftover from dinner before, homemade mac and cheese. If you don't have homemade mac and cheese, that's fine. Mac and cheese, maybe an extra slice of cheese. Heat that up until it's hot. Amazing. If you want to do it in the toaster oven, I toast the bread on the outside, flip it, toast it a teensy bit more. You don't have to do it too much. Slice of cheese on either side, maybe even two, because I like cheese. Mac and cheese on the one side, heat it up halfway, stick another slice of cheese on the mac and cheese side.
Can we get a cheese counter?
There's a lot of cheese.
Can we
Um,
get a cheese
and
from here?
then heat it up again until it's nice and crispy. You might have to stick another slice of cheese on the other side of the bread just to make sure it doesn't burn. And then stick it on top. Make sure the bread's rye. I forgot to say that. Make sure it's rye. It'll change your life. And and then stick it out all together. Cut it in half. Mega sandwich that is absolutely tasty. And if you do homemade mac and cheese, it's the way that I do it is a little bit different. I will try to step through this relatively quickly. You make a roux, so butter, flour, you add the milk. This is a really large batch. It's a stick of butter, probably a quarter cup or so of flour, 4 cups of milk, 4 cups of the pasta water that's been salted already, cheddar cheese, a stick of cream cheese, or like a 6 ounce of goat cheese. Either is fine. Some clove and nutmeg. And then, like, probably not even an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg in that recipe, but maybe like at most an eighth of clove. You'll get something that's I taste it, but my family doesn't taste it because I've mentioned it. I'm like, this is what's in here. And they're like, I don't taste it. But I taste it because it really changes the way the cheese is. Like, you can eat way more mac and cheese when you put some nutmeg in it because it balances like the fattiness. Yeah, 4 cups of pasta water, add the pasta, make sure to heavily salt. Do not forget the salt.
Super
Taste the cheese before. It should look like cheddar soup when you have the pasta in it, and it should taste a little bit salty.
Okay, but real talk, real quick, cheese soup is actually kind of good.
It is.
Maybe hot take, but
And then you stick it in the oven for like half an hour. I have a Dutch oven at home, or my mom has a Dutch oven that I use for dinner. I stick it in there half an hour. It's really bubbly. Just wait a little bit because you'll burn your mouth. No surprise there. Also, don't bare hand that lid.
I feel like there's a
I
story
somehow-
behind that.
I somehow okay.
I feel charged.
One time I took off the lid with the glove and I was fine. I normally put the glove on top of the lid to note to everyone that it's hot. I don't think I remembered to do that time. I literally like whole hand grasped that thing because those lids are heavy. Moved it over, realized it was hot and let go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just held that with my bare hand when it was in the oven at like 500 degrees. I don't think it was 500. It was 350, but I've definitely held it at 500. Different story. Probably about the same, similar pattern. Somehow I managed to like only slightly burn my hand, but it wasn't like the burn your hand where you feel it like for the next few days. It was like I ran cold water underneath it and I could like kind of feel it, but I couldn't. And I was like,
you got lucky.
this is so
Yeah.
crazy.
got lucky.
I whole-handed that thing at such a hot temperature and I didn't burn myself. Okay.
I did
I'm,
that
like,
with a
not
cast
doing that
iron
again.
pan.
Oh, one time I was making what was it? A Chicago style pizza, and I have like weak wrists, and so I was trying to lift it, but I couldn't lift it like completely with my wrist. And so my arm was high in the oven and I like burned a part of my wrist because that was like 500 degrees in there. But that's
Oops.
my answer to the grilled cheese question.
What I have learned out of this is, there's a couple things that I've learned out of this. But first and foremost, that I just need Blaze to cook for me one time. That I need. This is a bucket list item for me now, I think. And
Blaze is a recipe book.
yes.
Yes.
For 2, the world needs a Blaze recipe book. I'm waiting
Mhm.
now for somebody in the comments to be like, yeah, I just tried his recipe that he just listed out, and oh my gosh, I'm waiting on that to be in the comments. And then, yeah, man, it's, yeah.
Should we
Yum.
list out like all of the ingredients and stuff that he said in the description?
And just be like, can you find this recipe? What are the ratios?
Look, I mean, like, with The Office being on Peacock, the outro credits, like, actually have Kevin's chili recipe, so...
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. There you go.
See, there's a tricky thing with the way I cook. Sometimes it's a glug glug of this and a dash dash of that, and I don't have exact.
That's the best way to
Measurement.
cook,
That's the
though.
best way to
That's
cook,
the
yeah.
best way.
It is.
That's my favorite. That's why I like cooking over baking, is because like there's so much more freedom and less science.
I can
with
experiment
cooking.
with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one time I made. Okay, so normally with my friends. Ooh, actually, there's another thing I want to mention, and I'll try to keep it. I will mention that after I mention the first thing. My friends, I normally bring some type of baked good when we hang out because we don't hang out that often and I usually have extra time. One of the last times, probably the last time I didn't have any time, but the time before that I think I did have only a little bit of time and I was using a box brownie mix. I was like, okay, sure, yeah. I couldn't decide. I was like, I want to make something. I want to make something different. I don't want to I felt like I was almost copping out making a brownie mix, even though like it's just a box brownie mix. It's fine. Well, I followed the instructions of the recipe where you like add another egg and you add oil, or no, you add butter instead of oil. I think I added some extract. I don't remember which one. I might have done vanilla. Then I added espresso chocolate chips. Actually, it's dark chocolate espresso chips and orange extract and apple juice soaked cran raisins
Ooh.
in fudgy brownies.
This is sounding really good right now.
So now to the other thing that I interrupted myself about. Something I remember mentioning at one point. I think it was a stream that Goose was in. I had mentioned tomato marmalade cupcakes.
I remember this. I
am
remember
so
seeing
sad that I haven't gotten that recipe together. The tricky part with that recipe, it was a recipe that I 100% winged. I don't have that recipe, which means I have to replicate the recipe to make sure it's at least somewhat the same so I can give him that recipe. This will bug me for an eternity because I said I was getting him the recipe and I'm still like, but I'm so busy with everything.
You'll eventually get it figured out, I'm sure.
I'll get it figured out.
Mhm.
But it was, if you don't know, it was a vanilla orange cupcake with a lemon vanilla buttercream and tomato marmalade that I think I did a no sugar versions, which means it's like it doesn't have a super smooth texture. However, you take like I want to say 4 cups of tomatoes and then a lemon, 2 oranges, you dice it up fine, including the rind. Like you wash them and you include the rind in it. And you just heat that up until it's like really thick and spreadable. And you just put that in between the cupcakes and the buttercream. And it was something that I made for my friends. I did make something normal. I made orange chocolate buttercream and cupcake. So I had something normal.
Don't worry. I made something normal.
I mean, it was gonna be a beet and chocolate cupcake because I've made a beet and chocolate cake that was really good, but I made something slightly more normal. Um, but I had mentioned I was like, I didn't assemble everything because the original plan was to stuff the cupcakes with the marmalade and then put the buttercream on top. But I wanted to
Mhm.
make sure that everybody was okay with it, and so I just kept things separate. You know, do it if you want, keep it off if you don't care. And like after people had their first cupcake, they were like, I'll try it. And they tried it, they all loved it. They were all like, this is amazing. And I'm like, awesome, because you see, tomatoes, they're kind of savory. Thing
Mhm.
is, when you heat them up for a really long time, they get really sweet, and they're not a bad type of savory to add to sweet things.
I can see it.
Even though it
Yeah.
sounds strange. I remember this conversation also in the Discord when somebody said something about like knowledge. What was it? Knowledge is knowing that tomatoes a fruit, but wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad
Yep.
unless you're a bard. And I don't know, somebody mentioned something. I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. Tomatoes, really good. Definitely put it in a veggie salad. If you're wanting to include it in a fruit salad, make sure they're fully dehydrated until they're leathery. Not until they're crispy, until they're leathery. Because one, you'll have a texture and they'll be kind of like a raisin, but not fully. And they're actually really sweet. Depending on the variety, you can get like really sweet, fruity ones. But the savoriness is actually not that bad. And
My
then I
bad.
think Norm said, I think we found our bard.
Yep, leave it to Norm.
Oh, it was because we were talking about like who, if everyone was a class in Dungeons and
Oh, I
Dragons,
remember
what
that.
class would they
Yeah.
be? I
Yeah.
still have no clue. The only thing I can say is a bard because it's the only thing that I've been called.
I literally have no idea what I would be.
I don't
Me
either.
neither. I've never played.
Well, should we address another fan question, maybe?
Yeah, I was about to say I've got
Oh,
the
Yeah.
oh, there goes the first flying fish. This one comes from Qui-Gon Genesis. And
Okay.
now we touched back in episode 1, or well,
Mhm.
back in your part 1, I should say.
Yes.
Well, we talked about your experience in joining an established SMP and the challenges with it. But one thing that Qui-Gon is asking is, with the talent of the other members, have you ever felt imposter syndrome, like I've heard many people do in similar cases? I mean,
I
I'll
would
tell you
say
now, I still have
probably.
imposter syndrome, so
absolutely.
Okay. I think probably the closest thing I can think of is maybe in terms of editing. Simply because I just don't know what style I have.
you're still learning.
So when
I
I,
mean, we all still are
yeah, like
technically,
I'm
but
We all.
learning and I realize that. And so that's where like I guess sometimes when I look at videos, I'm like, oh man, they did like this and it's so cool and da da da. Like I love editing. Trying to get the balance is just really hard, and I
yeah,
just don't know what I want to go for because I do kind of enjoy agonizing over details, but at the same time, I have to be quick to make decisions, and the way that kind of is going is I actually really like just being able to hit record, explain my train of thought about something, turn it off, do it, and then record the next clip. I enjoy being able to just stitch all that together, maybe include something that like a time lapse that I really like with a little bit of music, but generally keep it really simple. One, because it just simplifies the process. I have too many ideas to work with. That cuts it all down, and it's like, this is what I do. It gives me a structure, which is very
yeah,
much needed. So I love seeing what everyone does detail wise. A lot of what I'm learning is just knowing my limits of like, I can't do everything. I can't edit everything the way that I want to. I don't have the same speed that everyone has as they get better at editing and have a better idea of what they're going for.
Let me put a
I
little
don't have the
asterisk in that.
same
Yet.
I,
Because you will develop
yes.
that.
I don't
Mhm.
have that same muscle just yet for like pre-planning, and I'm exercising all those muscles that I just don't have.
In pre-planning, editing, like, thing is, like,
Yeah.
I have a very editor brain when I'm doing things. So, like, my edits are
Mm-hmm.
very simple these days, right? Unless I'm doing, like, time lapses, in which case they're Impala level right now. But
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, it's a very simple edit, but my brain knows what it wants to do at
Yeah.
specific moments. Like, as I'm in the middle of recording. Like, if
Yep.
there's a silly bit happening, like me and you are running across the server doing something, and you say something silly, my brain immediately knows where it's cutting it, how it's doing it, and I don't know. I don't know how to
Yep.
explain it. It's weird, and
And I
I'm one
don't
of the
have
few.
any of that.
Well, I'm one of the few people here that I think does. Like, I remember, it's weird because I remember when I talked with Izzy and E last season about it, both of them were like, "That is crazy because we can't do it," and they are top-notch editors, you know?
But I know exactly what you mean because there are times where I have ideas of something where I'm like, I know where this is going, I know what block palette I'm using, I know where exactly this has to go, I know the scale that the build needs to be, I know how much time it's going to take. Like I have that for building kind of. So
Building,
like I
I
know
don't
I
have
know
that.
what you mean, and I don't necessarily have the expectation that it will happen to the extent that it happens to you, but it's not beyond me that it could happen. Where I could get in the process of like, I know where this is going to go, I know what I'm going to cut out, I know I want to record this.
Yeah.
Like I'm just going to gain that muscle over time of just actually doing it and knowing where funny bits tend to happen and like what I should and shouldn't clip, being okay with the fact that I miss things. I
Mhm.
think that
Yep.
was another, probably the thing that tripped me up the most was not being okay with missing things. So I wanted to record everything because I didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to miss just the right opportunities so I could edit it just the way that I wanted to. And the problem with doing it the way that I was doing it is, well, then I have 16 hours of footage I have to trudge through. And I know for a fact I can't do that.
Yep. This, my friend, is why I, again, as mentioned in episodes
Replay
1 and 2,
buffer.
replay buffer, buddy.
Replay buffer. Yup. I'm
When you told me you had that much
yeah.
footage, Blaze, I thought I had a lot of footage when I edit because usually I
Yeah.
have like 3 max 4 hours of footage
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah. To be fair, I have a fair amount of time on my hands. However, when I refer to 16 hours of footage, that was probably my episode 1, which I'm really happy with how it turned out. I also took every single one of those weeks that it required me to edit because the majority of the time that I spend is in cutting. The rest, I actually don't spend that much time on. It's mostly the cutting, so I know where things are going. Um, that's yeah, cutting. I spend probably 90% of my time cutting, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
Yep. What was the question?
No, I mean, yeah, well,
Oh,
it was the imposter
I
syndrome.
remember. Yeah, imposter syndrome. Probably in the editing, but I understand that because like I don't have a lot of experience in that, and I remind myself that like the people that I'm comparing myself to have been doing it for literal years, and I have not. I'm literally learning editing from scratch. I'm learning
Mhm.
That's what
um
a lot of us are doing. That's what pretty much all of us
sound.
are.
I know some people have like some background with like sound and whatnot. I have none of that. Like
I'm
literally
audio, but
everything
yeah.
is ground zero.
Yeah. No, I get it. And like, well, I really, like, I remember helping you figure out like OBS and
Yep.
your filters and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
things, and that is a side of thing
Yep.
that I'm good at. But video stuff, I had
Yep.
never done it prior to this.
Yeah. That's why when I hear people having a background, I'm like, oh no, I'm just starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
That's how we all start. I started
Yep.
editing. I didn't have any editing software at all. I literally was using Windows Movie Maker when I first started videos.
Hey,
Yep.
Cube is still using iMovie.
So, I mean, we all got to start somewhere.
Yep.
I didn't know nothing. I could just like cut
Yep.
things and that's it. I didn't know how to put in background music. I didn't know how to make transitions. I didn't know
Oh,
any of
yeah.
that.
I'm doing
So-
everything like really slow. Like I'll do something new and interesting in a video when I'm like in the mood to do it, because I find those to be the most opportune moments to try something new is actually when I'm like inspired to do it.
Yeah.
And again, being in an SMP is just like being surrounded by inspiration. So I know I touched this in the first half of this interview, but there's this strange thing that happens with me where when I get like this insane inspiration impulse, I will literally spend 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks obsessively working on something, and people won't see me very often. Because I
Yep.
am just that hooked onto completing that thing.
The amount of times I've watched you log in here just to go AFK so you can go in creative mode, like in our creative server, and just work on it on the same build like day after day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The same build that you're still working on right now.
Okay, I've been taking a break on that one because I'm feeling a little less inspired on that one. I'm collecting ideas for that one because I'm feeling a little less inspired. I mean, hey, there's the beach,
Yeah.
which you probably haven't seen.
I did see
That's
that out there.
behind-
I did see that.
Oh, behind Emmy's house?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I saw something on Pinterest and I'm like, I want to build this. I want to build a sandcastle. I want to build this crab. I want to build that crab. And then all the things on the beach happened.
So this is not a fan question. This is now a Lano question. One thing that we have stressed to you, because we know how you get when you hyperfixate on projects. One thing that we've stressed a lot to you is making sure you don't burn out.
Yeah.
And so I guess one of the questions is, have you experienced the burnout? If so, how have you dealt with it?
Usually what I do is I pivot from one project to another project. So the reason I'm not working on that project that's in creative is I know for a fact that if I work on it, I'll run myself into the ground.
Yeah.
And it won't get done. So, like the thing on the beach,
It was
I was
just
really
a little side
passionate.
thing, yeah.
It's a little side thing. It's something I'm passionate about. Next episode thing I'm working on right now is kind of just tying up loose ends because that's what needs to happen. Or I go mining because I just want to. I mean, one of the episodes I mined 9 stacks of diamond ore. And that wasn't like for anything in particular. It was simply I knew I needed to like decompress.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm still kind of in that mode where I tend to slow down, and having other things to work on that make me excited is kind of just the way to do that for me.
I mean, it's very valid. That's I think is a
tricky.
fair way to do it, yeah.
It's tricky since the thing that I love the most is building. So I'm kind of like building and grinding and then occasionally redstone, but it's also simultaneously incredibly frustrating. So
I feel that.
So I guess just bouncing between things I'm really excited to work on. That's why I never have, even my finished projects are never truly finished. There's always one more detail I want to add.
I mean, I think
That makes
that's
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like my house, my starter house, doesn't have an interior. I might hire Millie to do it. I might work on it at some point. I have zero clue.
Wait, the mushroom?
Yeah, the tree stump house. The
It
tree
has-
stump house doesn't have an interior. None of the mushrooms have interior.
It has a little bit of an interior, like it has a bed, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I
because originally
I
it was
like the
barrels.
interior.
I do like the
I thought-
interior.
I
I
literally
wanna.
considered that like a finished interior. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I wanted to put a kitchen in it because I want ancient debris cinnamon rolls.
He just
That's
wants to
it.
flex.
He wants cinnamon rolls. I
Just a little
understand.
bit.
Honestly,
I want
I could go for a
cinnamon
cinnamon
rolls.
roll right now.
That sounds so fire.
So, in terms of burnout, having multiple things that I'm excited to work on and being okay with things being unfinished, kind of. It's good if there's something that's like almost finished. Those are really good things to do when you're really low energy.
Yeah.
Like one thing I have is the mangroovy shop. Technically, there's not really too much to do. I want to put some pool tables in it so I can store mangrove wood. And then technically I could do the exterior, but that's very much something that I work
Want some
on when I'm
fish?
doing other exterior items too. So, like, if I'm working on a pathway, I'll also set that up because I know where the pathway is going. I know what I want it to look like. Then I can add, like, bushes or something. I like, mentally, I have a lot of things that I can work on.
Yeah, it's
I could
you're
work on shops.
But yeah, basically to sum yours
mining.
up is it's not focusing on one thing and then like
Yeah.
You're breaking everything that you do up, so you're not forcing yourself to sit through one project.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I get because that starts to feel like a chore when you do that.
Yeah. One
Mhm.
project beginning to end is really tough for me. So I try to get like major chunks done that feel like I completed that chunk.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because realistically, a build has a lot of components. And then when you don't break it, for me, if I don't break a build into multiple components, it's too overwhelming. My brain just shuts down on me and is like, nope, not happening. Interiors are rough for me at this point. Mostly because I just haven't done them super often, which I'm still super excited about an interior, but I can't mention that right now.
Oh, exclusive previews.
Yeah. I had a train of thought there. Exteriors and the build themselves, I consider those completely different things, even
Yeah.
though they go together.
Yeah.
Because if I treat them as one thing, it won't get done. So,
Well, I the way I look at it is like the build itself is just that. It's the structure. The exterior
Yep.
includes everything that's around it.
it's paths, it's
Paths, landscaping,
biomes.
terraforming,
Yep.
all the things, yeah.
I also think of those things separately.
Yeah.
They affect one another, but
Is there another fan question?
Well, there are
think there
several here on the thing. I asked the last one. I was going to let you take a look.
Willem the Whoopa asks, "What's your favorite liquid and why?"
but why is that such a difficult question?
I
think it's
I
because
wouldn't have
it
an answer
doesn't-
here either, so.
It doesn't just take into the account that it's like it's a drinkable liquid.
Yeah,
It's just liquid.
Liquid.
Yeah.
So like it could be my favorite liquid for some other reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could say liquid nitrogen because it makes Dippin' Dots. I don't know. Like,
Oh, there's a
oh
bee.
man. We've mentioned I come up with lots of ideas. Okay, favorite liquid.
Go.
My brain can't decide between water or salt water. Because
One's hydrating, one's dehydrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because salted water makes really good food and can ferment foods. Water keeps me alive, and keeps plants alive. Is there any other liquid that's kind of cool? I mean, lava's pretty cool. Liquid rock.
That is kind
It
of
makes
cool
That is
when you
kinda
so
think
sick,
about
many
it.
yeah.
different. You can get igneous rock,
You know what
sedimentary
else
rock,
is really cool?
obsidian, which is technically a glass. I mean,
Yeah, I
come
was about
on.
to say glass is actually a liquid.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
glass. Maybe glass is my favorite liquid because apparently technically solid glass is liquid.
If you go to like really old, like
Yup,
hundreds of year old like
yup.
houses, you will see that the bottom of the windows are thicker than the top
Mm-hmm.
because glass is it's fluid. It
Yup.
works with the gravity. So it's really interesting to see
Oh,
those
I've
what
never
old
thought
about
houses
about it,
like
but
that.
yeah.
what
Mhm.
about bitumen? Bitumen's kind of cool. It's a little bit like glass in the way that it works. It's just not as slow. Because when it gets hot, it also like moves, but even when it's cold, it moves. So I think it used to be that people used bitumen for like roofs. So in those really old, which those houses used to have what's called knob and tube. It's a type of wiring that's in the US that was, I was gonna say 1800s. I don't know if it was that far back, but it could be. They used to use balloon framing. Anyway, not the point. Bitumen. Bitumen used to be used in like the roofs for something. I don't remember what. And a lot of those buildings now, like you'll see the bitumen like dripping from those areas if if it's open and doesn't have sheetrock. And it like looks like it's dripping and it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. So which
And
one do you
it's
think? Which one do you think?
I don't know, glass is pretty cool. I'm gonna go with glass. I really like glass.
Glass. Sick.
Very sick.
And then another rapid fire one. Izzy asks, if you could turn the sky any color, what would it be?
So I kind of thought about this question and I can't decide between like a really subtle pink or green.
I had a feeling green was coming into this.
The first thing that came to mind was pink because of sunsets, and I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
like, come on, those like cotton candy clouds, how beautiful are those?
Right.
Yeah.
But I felt like kind of like a really light dusty pink might be cool, but I also just love green, so why not green?
Yeah.
I thought about that question too, and we had a really pretty sunset, so I was thinking like either like a really light like magenta-y kind of almost
Yeah,
purpley color
yeah,
or like an orangey color, but then I went back on the orange color cuz like it just kind of rings like the end of the world type,
yeah,
you know,
fair.
so yeah, I was
Also,
like
the
so
other thing I thought about is technical question is the reason the sky is blue or cyan, wherever you ask, uh, is because of the ocean. So if I choose the color of the sky, I'm choosing the color of the ocean.
oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, do I want a pink ocean? A green ocean would be kind of cool. Like a
Green
deep,
ocean would scare me.
That would be
Like
kind
I
of.
feel
It
I mean
depends
I would
on the
have
kind
to
of
radioactive
green, I
goo.
guess.
I would have to get a picture of the green that I'm thinking of because the green I'm thinking of is like really cool. It would be like almost the meadows color, but a little more green. You know the meadow watercolor in Minecraft?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's like a
Okay.
almost like a deep cyan, but it would be like shifted towards green. Like that's my thought. Because if you look at the ocean, like it's really dark blue. So it would be like a really dark emerald green.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
But then there's pink. And it's like, okay, what would that look like? Like it would have to be dark. So would it technically be purple? Would it look like we're in grape soda? Or
Maybe.
or would
Maybe.
it just be like flamingo purple? Or I guess maybe it could be magenta because if it's
Yeah.
magenta's pretty dark.
Yeah. I would say magenta for sure.
That would be wild.
That would be
Would be.
crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool.
Be super cool.
A pink ocean?
And I think this can be our last rapid fire one here. Um, E asks, what is your favorite type of house plant?
Calathea orbifolia.
I
There we
have
go.
no idea what that even.
Easy answer. I can send you a picture of it
Yeah, you just do
like
that
after
because I
this.
don't know what
It's
what you even said.
it is
Like you just put a spell on me or something.
another name that probably people are familiar with is a prayer plant that I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's because the leaves are kind of like towards the sky and together,
No,
and
that makes sense. I could see that. Yeah.
it less has to do with the name and just the look of the plant. I love the plant. It's so pretty. I wish I could have them everywhere. They're also in my opinion, they're a really tricky plant to take care of when you don't live somewhere where the conditions are ideal. They like something humid, they don't like being too damp, but they don't like drying out. Oh boy. And I love that specific variety of plant so much. I feel like if I was a plant, I would be a calathea because they are just like it's less has to do with like the fact that they're stunning and more to do with the fact that they're temperamental. They are hard to take care for, but I feel like the effort is worth it if you are capable of taking care of it.
Sorry. I'm just thinking about the like would you love me if I was a worm meme?
Oh
And so I'm
gosh.
like in my head I'm like, would you love me if I was a Cleveland?
Yeah, that's how I
Oh my
feel.
gosh. And this is how we know it's getting late here, and we should probably be wrapping up.
We should definitely
All right. So before we go, one thing that Izzy and I did last season, and we will continue to do through this season as we interview people, is if there was any words of wisdom that you could give to the people that are listening to this, what would you say?
Oh no.
He didn't prepare for this one.
Oh no,
That-
that's a question I wish I thought about. Okay. Okay. This might seem like a cop out, but there's a verse at the bottom of all my videos that is oh no, I'm blanking on the verse.
It's
I'm
because you're
so
put on the
sad.
spot, Blaze.
I am that it is. It is I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember off the top. No, I'm gonna look it up in Discord because I have it in my Discord bio too.
Oh, I see
It's
now, yeah.
Matthew 6:37. So therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So to summarize, don't worry about all the what ifs of tomorrow. Just like take it a day at a time. That doesn't mean it's bad to plan for tomorrow. That's not what that's about. It's very easy to get so caught up in planning today that you start trying to plan for tomorrow and you're like, well, I want to make sure that all the things I planned for today go into conjunction with the tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And it's like today. Work on today. Especially on those days where you are like you feel like you can't take on tomorrow, take it one day at a time because there's enough trouble in each day. Take it one day at a time.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Some
Live in the
days are
moment.
really rough.
that's fair
and-
advice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good
So-
advice.
It's easy to get anxious over tomorrow when you're just fixated on tomorrow only. And
Yeah.
one day at a
Yeah.
time.
Can't confirm.
Yep.
Yep.
It's hard, but it's good.
That is why that's there. A reminder.
Hmm.
We all need a reminder. One
We
step at
do.
a time, one piece at a time. Take it in chunks. If it feels too big of a piece to take, break it into a smaller chunk that feels manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Is this a thunderstorm?
No, this is
Okay.
just rain. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for watching and listening and tuning in and all that jazz. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like, comment,
And
subscribe,
thanks,
all the
Blaze, for
things.
being here.
And yes, thank you, Blaze, for
Woo.
being here, spending a couple of hours with us. I mean, you know how it is. We can honestly sit here all night long. But
Yes.
unfortunately, we only have so many interviews we can put out. So,
They're not kidding.
yeah. We have sat here all night long before.
We have. We have.
So, yep, thank you all for watching. Be sure to go and check out Blaze's channel if you haven't already. I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.